Is everything in order, ladies and gentlemen? I would like to believe so. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another iteration of Solo Leveling. Let me go ahead and get this disclaimer out right now because it seems like some people are not really catching the hint of, these words up here. Putting the name of a character that has not been revealed in a comment and saying like, oh, this person's coming, but the character hasn't been revealed yet, that counts as a spoiler. And if you don't see your comment on any previous videos, it's because I have removed them. When I say no LN spoilers in chat, that also encompasses the comments as well. So if you say a name of a character who has not yet been revealed in this story that I look forward to whenever I do these chapters, it will be removed, and I do not feel any sort of way about it. I am extremely serious when I say when I want to go into these chapters not knowing anything, I mean that. So from now on, and I'm saying this at the beginning, so it'll be very difficult for people to overlook this. If you put a comment in these videos or any of these reactions that I do and say like, oh, this person's coming, and you include their name in it, I will remove it because I don't want to see it. I want the chapter to reveal those names to me. Doesn't matter your intention, and I'm sure it's all well and good to you, it may seem, but I don't want to see it. So, as long as you know. All right, let's go ahead and get started with today's chapter because I got it all loaded up. Because in the last one, we had a heart-to-heart with one of the greatest characters in this entire series, Ashborne, the former ruler, the Shadow Monarch, as he tells Jin of not only his origins, but how out of everyone on Earth, he chose Jin to be the one to be his vessel, the holder of his power. And another comment that popped up in the last video was, I never put two and two together of Ashborne's true origins, because I would see Jin fight and he would use ruler's authority. But it never dawned on me that ruler's authority was a ruler-specific power. Now, mind you, I overlooked it hundreds of times. Every time I saw it, it says, oh, he uses ruler authority. And I thought, oh, no, that's just a Shadow Monarch's power. No! Ruler's authority hinted at Ashborne's true origins the entire time, and I never put two and two together. It blew my mind when the person put it in bold. I forget their name. They put it in bold, ruler's authority, and I was just sitting here like, wow, if that was a snake, it really would have bit me. But we have a heart-to-heart with Ashborne and Jin, saying that out of everyone on Earth, you were the weakest, and yet you were also the closest to death time and time again. So I chose you. I am you. You are me. We are now one. So as Jin says, do you think we'll see each other again? And they'll say like, well, since you and I are one, I doubt that'll be something that happens. But since you are me, then you already know how to get out of this world. And the last thing we see is Jin just say, arise. Let's get started! Deletion, and here it is, chapter 164. Deletion code of player nurturing system has been entered. The system will now be deleted. Any power limits on the player will... Oh my goodness! Any power limits on the player will now be removed! Yo, Jin is about to go beyond Press Ultra! Bruh, any power limits... Oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting I need to read this in the system's voice. Deletion code of player nurturing system has been entered. The system will now be deleted. Any power limits on the player will now be removed. With no more limitation of the power, all commander rank shadow soldiers will regain their... I'm sorry, this... I'm sorry, it's just that the system is hyping me up so much because what they're saying is amazing. With no more limitation of the power, all commander rank shadow soldiers will regain their full power potential. The power of Commander Rank soldiers Igris has been restored. The abilities of Commander Rank soldier Beru has risen significantly. The Shadow Monarch Ashborne is returning to the world of Eternal Void. Would you really like to delete the system? Yes or no? Ooh! Not only is Beru getting a boost, but Igris is getting a boost as well, because they're the two commander rank soldiers that are name dropped here in the beginning. Oh! Would you really like to delete the system? And I guess Jin says yes. And there's a flash of light, and then it envelops a page, and then some purplish energy starts to go into the light. Then there's another panel with another bright light. I got scared for a second. The page didn't load up. Oh my goodness. And then we cut back to Seoul with the giant gate overhead. And we have, and there's a massive explosion of power that pushes back both the Frost Monarch and the Beast Monarch. And they're shielding themselves because of the amount of power and wind that's being brought up here. And then we have the Frost Monarch speaking. Fragment of brilliant light. The worst disaster is coming from the body of the human you are trying to protect. Are you really trying to bring disaster upon this world by your own hands? Are you really risking your life to aid the Shadow Monarch's revival? Just what are you traitors thinking? And then, so apparently, whoever this dude is, he's got a fragment of brilliant light in him as well. He's got ruler's power too. Interesting. Okay, let's see where this goes from here. And then the Beast Monarch says, we don't have much time. The Frost Monarch readies his halberd. And then the guy who's protecting Jin readies his daggers. Is this Jin's papa? Is this Papa Wu? Is this Papa Wu? And so the beast, and it shows the Beast Monarch and the Frost Monarch bracing to attack this dude who's protecting Jin as he begins to revive, and they both launch at each other. You know how it is in anime. When people launch at each other at high speeds, you only see a blur. They both launch at each other at such blinding speeds that you only see color. You don't see their body shapes. You just see a blurred, colored line. That's how fast they're moving right now. And both the Beast Monarch and Frost Monarch launch at the dude. And the guy looks at him and glares, and then he takes his attention off of him and looks to the side. And then he dodges away from the Frost Monarch trying to, impale him. And then all of a sudden, in that instance, as the Beast Monarch tries to claw him, apparently he dodged in a way that caused the Frost Monarch's halberd pole arm to get in the way of the Beast Monarch's claws. And the guy is just fighting the both of them. And not only does he manage to dodge the attack of both the Beast Monarch and the Frost Monarch, but he also manages to stab the Frost Monarch multiple times in this single one instance. This dude just Ultra Instinct the both of them. This fool. He's reading the trajectory of my spear and moving accordingly. The dude is literally using Ultra Instinct. He's dodging all of the Frost Monarch's move. He's reading the Frost Monarch. And then the Beast Monarch is thinking, he has the movement of a warrior who has experienced countless battles. He's barely avoiding the Frost Monarch's attacks and fending off all of my attacks at the same time. This dude is autonomous Ultra Instinct Goku right now. He's just dodging both of their moves and attacking them at the exact same time, and they can't do anything about it. Ooh, this man! I'm sorry, I'm getting hyped. Then it shows the Frost Monarch who's behind this guy, preparing to, shoot out some frost breath at him. But the guy literally does a backward rising kick into the chin of the Frost Monarch and keeps him from... Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this? Rhetorical question. Don't say it in chat. Who is this Ian. This dude. I love this dude already. Ah! And he kicks the Frost Monarch into a nearby skyscraper. He just launches the dude with a single kick. Then the Beast Monarch opens his mouth and tries to chomp down on the guy. And then the guy embeds his dagger in the roof of the Beast Monarch's mouth and keeps him from biting him. He just jabs his dagger into the roof of the Beast Monarch's mouth. And then the Beast Monarch is screaming and praying. And then the dude elbows him. And just hits him straight in the midsection. And sends him flying back a little distance. He doesn't send him into a building, though. The Beast Monarch is tougher than the Frost Monarch. Durability, Beast Man, higher durability, But he gets launched back with such force, and he's reeling from it. You idiot. I will tear you apart. And before he can even finish this sentence, his eyes open up wide, and he goes down on all fours, and his hairs start to get on end like a cat that's intimidated by something. He says, this feeling. And he looks behind him. And then I love this little note from the translators here. Translator's note here. At this moment, he knows he messed up. I can't say the actual phrase, but it was at this moment the Beast Monarch knew he messed up. Because it shows Jin in the ice crystals, his eyes glowing, the energy around him still going, and he jumps away. And the thing is, he's closer to Jin than he's ever been this whole fight. The moment he appears at Jin, and you see Jin in the ice with his eyes glowing with power, and that power itself just surrounding him in the crystal, he jumps away from Jin at a full defensive stance. And then the Frost Monarch, who is just now coming out of the rubble that was the upper half of the skyscraper he got knocked into, says, that won't work on me again. Let's attack again. And then the Beast Monarch, first the Frost Monarch is saying, let's attack again. But before he can finish the word again, the Beast Monarch says, I will stop now. And then the Frost Monarch screams out, you're stopping after coming this far? Are you out of your mind? And then the Beast Monarch says, can't you feel it? The mana surrounding us has started to cry. The Shadow Monarch is coming. And then it shows the guy standing next to Jin, and then it's just showing the mana, the power around Jin just filling up the whole panel. And then the Beast Monarch says, count me out of this. The Beast Monarch just says, all right, fam, I'ma head out. Yo, this chapter is hype. This dude who had no issue causing widespread destruction the moment he showed up in the city, as soon as he knows the Shadow Monarch is coming back in full, he's all like, all right, it was fun, but I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go sleep. And you let me know how you go from here, bruh. You need me to pray for you? I can get you some milk, because you gonna need it when he wake up. And then the Frost Monarch says, but didn't you promise to help me defeat the Shadow Monarch? And then the Beast Monarch says, my promise was limited to only when the Shadow Monarch was in his human form. But since the real deal is coming, I no longer have a promise to keep. Yeah, the Beast Monarch says, okay, I have my fun and games, but this dude, I'm not fighting him. I'm not fighting him. I will fight any national level hunter. I will eat so many civilians. I will cause so much destruction in this city. But the Shadow Monarch? Nah, you can have that, player. That's all you. Then the Frost Monarch says, even so, you're running away with your tail between your legs, even though you're the Beast Monarch. And then the Beast Monarch says, Frost Monarch, you won't understand me because you have yet to experience the full power of the Shadow Monarch. I shall pray for your fortune. Oh! Oh! Say what? Say what? He actually is gonna pray for him! Yo! Oh my goodness, Beast Monarch, you went from being... Oh, sorry, dang. Yo, Beast Monarch, you went from being an individual I want to see killed to someone I kind of want to see more of because you funny, bruh. Frost Monarch, you won't understand me because you have yet to experience the full power of the Shadow Monarch. I shall pray for your fortune. The Beast Monarch is the smartest out of both of these two. He knows what's coming, and he's dipping so he can live to fight another day. Frost Monarch, however, I don't think it's going to be going well for him because Jin says out of everyone here, you're the one I'm going to make sure I kill. Frost Monarch, oh, you did such a dangerous thing. Killing Gogun He. Yo, I bet the Frost Monarch thought like we can take him on. He doesn't have the full power of the Shadow Monarch. So if I kill this man, he won't be able to do anything. And lo and behold, Jin is coming back with the full power of the mightiest of monarchs. And the Frost Monarch, he probably ain't gonna be able to do a thing. But the Beast Monarch, I'm sorry, I just can't get over this line from the Beast Monarch where he says, I shall pray for your fortune. And then the Frost Monarch says, what a foolish idiot. And then the Frost Monarch says, taste the terror of the Frost weakling. This is my true power. And he jabs his halberd into the ground. We're not done with this yet. We still got a little bit more to go. He jabs his halberd into the ground and causes like a maelstrom of ice to erupt away from him. Make sure not to get hit by it. We're retreating, everyone. Leave this place at once. And it just starts to envelop the entire area in a maelstrom of ice and wind. It's like a hurricane, but a frozen hurricane. And all the other hunters who have been watching this whole fight this whole time are trying to get out because he's starting to envelop the whole place in just nothing but ice and wind. And then it also shows that in this wind are ice arrows and different weapons forming in this ice. Think of Byakuya Senbon Zakura, not Shuke Hak Taken. I think it's Senbon. You know what? That might actually be it. Shuke Hak Taken. Byaku's Shuke Hak Taken, where he has numerous swords made from Senbon Zakura around him. All these different ice weapons are surrounding the guy who's protecting Jin, and Frost Monarch just sends these weapons just raining down on him, but the guy is just deflecting all of them. This dude is still using Ultra Instinct, not suffering any of the drawbacks. And then the Frost Monarch, who's pretty much, I'm going to say, is using his ultimate trump card right now, because you don't use this much power unless you're doing your absolute best, unless something is such of a threat that you need to use all your power in order to take it on. He says, mere humans dare challenge me without knowing their place. And he causes an enormous shard of ice to form above this city. Like, I wouldn't say think of the meteor that fell towards the city that Saitama punched through, but it's a massive ice chunk that he's just channeling above the city. And he says, be trapped inside the eternal void with the Shadow Monarch. And then the guy is thinking, is he planning to destroy this entire area? And then one of the weapons that he's been deflecting and dodging this whole time manages to graze his arm. And as more weapons come down on him, a small smidge of spaces between him and the weapons, but before they hit him, all of a sudden, there's purple energy around him. Like crackles of purple energy in a single instant. And then it shows the giant, pretty much picture Madara bringing down a meteor during the Fourth Great Ninja War. That's essentially what the size of this ice chunk is. And he just brings it down on top of the city. And it's Baru! It's Baru! Baru comes in, draws one hand, and goes headfirst into the ice chunk and destroys it completely. Yo! Baru came back and he destroyed that giant meteor of ice instantly. I love you, Baru. Such a good dude. That's a good bug. And then and then we have someone with a sword. Wait, no. No! Is this Igris? Igris! Igris is speaking! Igris is speaking! Igris is speaking! He's using the Demon King longsword, and he's standing over the guy that was protecting Jin. And then Igris speaks. Igris speaks. Here's the thing. I've been looking forward to the day when Igris would speak, but I never came up with a voice for him. This has to be right. This has to be done right. Frost Monarch. And he's standing over the guy. Ooh, Igris looks awesome! But Igris says, Frost Monarch, do not assume the position of the king with only that much power. Ooh, he's ooh! The way I'm going to speak for Igris is he does it in a slow-like manner, but he makes sure he gets all of his words out correctly. Frost Monarch, do not assume the position of the king with only that much power. And then, because here's the thing, all Beru and Igris were sealed in the Frost Monarch's ice. And the Frost Monarch is standing there dumbfounded. He's all like, he broke out of my spell? So does that mean the commander rank shadow soldiers ever gain their powers? So that means... And then Jin comes out and he says, that's why I shouldn't trust prophecies. And he comes out, he just walks out of the ice. He just walks out of the ice. He doesn't break out of the ice. He just walks out of the ice as if the ice itself has no effect on his momentum or movement. He just walks out like it offers no movement resistance. That's why I shouldn't trust prophecies. Did the beast flee? And he's walking out. And you see like short wings around his body. And it shows Igris and Beru kneeling as he walks past. And then the Frost Monarch is standing there sweating bullets as Jin says, who dares to leave without my permission? Oh! 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 Yes! Yes, solo leveling! Yes, solo leveling! Oh! And the chapter's ended! Who dares to leave without my permission? Oh! 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 Yes, sir! Yes, sir! I'm looking at your comments now. He has to have a loyal, humble voice type. He has a deep voice. Hopefully I won't get banned for this. Electric, don't even worry about that. But I feel like he should have a deep, humble voice like, Sire, allow me to be the one to defeat your enemies. You need only ask me, and I shall see it done. I feel like that's going to be the voice I have for Igris. You. Oh my goodness. I feel, I don't know how to feel about this chapter. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've yelled so much during a chapter ever since reading One Piece's Ultimate chapter where it revealed the bounties of all of the Yonkos when the Marines were talking about them. I don't think I've screamed this much reading something. Scam! Get off my phone. You're unimportant right now. We're talking about solo leveling. Oh my goodness, this chapter was amazing. Noble voice because Igris is a knight. Yeah, that'll probably be the voice. I'll work on his voice to give him a much more Rieger feel. You can see the image of the cloak in Jin. You can, and you can even see like a little horn piece of Ashborne's helmet on him as well as little wings as well. Igris's voice is thick and manly. Well, I'll make sure that it's thick and manly. You know the moment when Goku got Super Saiyan 2 or Ultimate Instinct? This is that moment. You can see the energies around him forming the cloak on him. Yes, he has like black wings on his back and like a horn piece from Ashborne's former helm on his head. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir. Let me just see what all you guys have said, because you guys have said so much. All right. So let me acknowledge everyone. Electric.ov, Oscar Uchiha, Mikel Jimenez, Danny Moondragon, Kiran the Greatest, John Michael Gador, C. Des Orders Handiwork. Let me acknowledge everyone who is here, everyone who came by. Aryan Sayad, I hope I said that right. Mazzino, who else? Spectre Gaming, let me acknowledge everyone. 26 Ronit Kumar 9D, because I don't want to leave anyone out of anyone else who has shown up for this. Oh my god. Greenlight Stardust, Ramil Obeya, Xerxes, Aditya Keen 71, Cohagen, obviously. And I think that might be everyone who showed up here. Yo, okay. Oh, it's on the Discord? Hold on, let me see. Did you put it on the Discord? Yeah, you put it on the Discord. Wait, did someone put something in the Discord? Or is someone just... Oh no, that's something completely different. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I see what you put on Cohagen. It's a spell card. You hear that? Coffin dancing starts. This card foresees someone dying in the near future. Yo, this chapter was great! Oh my goodness. Yo, solo leveling. Yes, sir, that's how you do it. Ugh. Your blood pressure shot up when you read Igris was a commander. I knew he was going to talk, and when I saw him talk, I was rumbling in my chair. Look, bruh, we all felt as soon as we saw Beru be one that could speak, and then we found out that commander level shadow soldiers can speak as well. Greed could already speak because he's commander level. It was only a matter of time before the OG commander, Igris, started talking as well. And I'm gonna... Don't like my dubbing? It's a shame, but oh well. I mean, I'm still gonna do it. You think this is the first time someone said they don't like my voice? Read normally. I'm gonna read how I like. L. Lawliet. So you can go somewhere if you don't like it, but I'm gonna do this for every single one of my solo leveling streams. So if you don't like it, you can take you can take yourself somewhere else, but don't nobody tell me what to do on my channel. All right, move on. So we all knew at some point that Igris was going to speak. And yet for him to speak now, and now it's all like, don't presume to call yourself a king and only use that much power. But overall, this was a fantastic chapter. Oh my goodness. This gave me a chance to flex my voice acting muscles even more. How am I doing? Okay, let me just read everything. How are you doing today? I'm done reading the next chapter, and the ending gives me excitement for next week. To be fair, we all overlooked that too. Let's go, bruh. Igris, my boy. Beru, my boy. Well, you can't die when you're death itself. You can't die when you're death itself. Blood pressure just shot up. That one panel gonna have you hyped. You really don't know who he is. Not spoiling? No, I don't want to know until the chapter actually tells me. Unshaved beard. Figures. Beast Monarch kept running. Man, he is a coward. I like him. He's smooth with his fighting skills. I hope that's not Papa Wu. He's enjoying this fight. Feeling you, bro. Imagine full animation anime. Ooh. Man hyped. Who wouldn't be? Don't say more before you get muted or something. Coward sheep monarch. Beast Monarch left with his tail between his legs. Beast Monarch knew that, hey, I'm outmatched here. I'm not about to stick around. But for Jin to come in and says like, oh, the Beast Monarch left? Who dares leave without my permission? Like, oh, he's going to go after the Beast Monarch next. I hope there's a season 3 where I hope the Beast Monarch can get stronger or something. If we get a season 3, we would have to wait 6 months again like they did for season 2. All right. I remember reading like the first season and the second season going in there. Beast Monarch has a brain. Animal instincts kick in at the right time for this man. It did! Remember it in Ashborne's flashback when Jinwoo went for the second time on the double dungeon that the Beast Monarch was there on his Fenris wolf form and Demon King Baron, and they betrayed the Shadow Monarch at that time but failed, so he knows how powerful the Shadow Monarch is. Exactly. The Beast Monarch knows just how powerful the Shadow Monarch's power actually is. So he knows well enough to leave. He has to have a loyal, humble voice out. He has a deep voice. Okay, this is when you guys were talking about Igor speaking. Yo, I don't dare leave your streaming without your permission now. Don't take it that seriously. It's all good. It's all good. Noble voice, cause Igor says tonight Jinwoo speaking like a true god king. Like Xerxes wishes he could be on the same level as Sung Jinwoo. Another grandmother of all the cliffhangers. Seriously. Jin just ending the chapter saying, like, who gave you permission to leave? And both Beru and Igris are kneeling before him like, my king. The system said that Igris' power has restored. That means Igris has been nerfed this whole time. That's exactly what it means. Beru, who was already monumentally his most powerful Shadow Soldier, they said that his power just increased another significantly. So Beru could be, I don't know how many times stronger than he is right now. So what we've been seeing of every single one of his commander level Shadow Soldiers, that hasn't even been their full strength. And now they're saying that Igris's power has been just restored back to where it was? It means that Igris is going to be so much more powerful than he was in any of the chapters because it took Jin having this heart-to-heart with Ashborne. And finally Jin being fully ready to take in the power. For every single one of his Shadow Soldiers to have all their power restored. So anything we've seen Igris do, the entire series, anything, I'm sorry, I've been laughing, I've been screaming so much, I had a little bit of a phlegm stuck back there, but anything we've seen any of these Shadow Soldiers do, they've been nerfed because Jin was not at full strength with Ashborne's power. Now that Jin is the full embodiment of death itself, the new Shadow Monarch, the greatest of monarchs, and he's at full strength now. That means every single one of his commander level shadows, they're gonna get a massive boost in power now. And the fact that the Beast Monarch knew what was coming, since his limitations are removed, do you think it also includes the cooldown on Shadow Exchange the system gave him? Ooh, that's a really good point. Because all of his limitations were pretty much just like, video game based. Like, oh, you haven't leveled this up a little bit, so now you have to wait for this cooldown. The chapter literally, let me go back all the way to the top because we need to discuss this. This chapter was everything. Okay, the system starts by saying deletion code of player nurturing system has been entered. Basically, if you guys remember from any of the MCU Spider-Man movies, when Stark gave Spidey his suit, the Stark suit, it had like the training wheels protocol on it. That's essentially what Jin has been under this entire time. Player nurturing system has been, this player nurturing system is essentially the training wheels protocol. Now that he has assumed the full mantle of Shadow Monarch, there's no need for that system anymore, which means that deletion code of player nurturing system has been entered. The system will now be deleted. Any power limits on the player will now be removed, which means, and it puts into my head, that any limitations he had as a player is now gone. He doesn't have that limit anymore. Power limits have been removed. It doesn't mean like power limits have been reduced. So now your shadow exchange only takes a couple of seconds. Or no limits, no boundaries. I see increase all around me. Like, it's amazing. This dude's power, which was already monstrous enough to take on a ruler infused human like Thomas Andre with no problem, and literally beat this man to the point where he broke almost all of the bones in his body. And that's Jin without the full power of Ashborne, without the full Shadow Monarch power. Now Jin doesn't have those limits anymore. Jin has essentially ascended from being an awakened hunter to literally being a literal god. I'm sorry if I'm screaming. I am so sorry if I'm screaming. Jin has essentially turned into a god now. Jin said, "Your death shall be entertaining." Let me go back to what I was saying. The Beast Monarch, let me go back to it. The Beast Monarch knew exactly what was going to happen. He felt it. The animal instincts kicked in above all else, and every single hair. You know how Bayek got immediately intimidated when the Beast Monarch was in front of him and decided, you know what, I'm not going to do anything whatsoever. The Beast Monarch had that same Bayek moment where he's felt the presence of the full power of the Shadow Monarch and says, you know what, I'm not messing with this. I'm going home. Your boy just said, all right, fam, I'ma head out. I shall pray for your strength, even though you don't have a fraction of it to take this man on, but let's hope you'll survive. And he just dips. The man just dips. The Beast Monarch says, I don't think you understand what's about to happen. The Beast Monarch was hyping up this moment. Like the Frost Monarch says, what happened to the deal that was supposed to go between you and I? Aren't you supposed to help me kill them and kill this human before he assumes his full form? And then the Beast Monarch's all like, yeah, I promised to kill this person while he was in human form. The Beast Monarch acknowledges that Jin can no longer be considered a human. The Beast Monarch basically just says this man has transcended humanity right now. I promised to take on this human this individual while he was in human form. But that right there, that's not human anymore. And you have no idea what you're in for. You're not experienced enough to understand the full power of the Shadow Monarch. So, have fun with that. And he just rips a tear into another dimension and just leaves saying, I shall pray for your fortune. Though I don't expect much. When a monarch who is... I'm sorry if I'm screaming. I'm sorry, it's just that this chapter was solid. But when the Beast Monarch, who came to the city and just started eating people and killing people, throwing people into buildings, and then throwing cars on top of them, crushing them into buildings, and causing widespread destruction everywhere, and had no problem taking on pretty much Thomas Andre and was enjoying the fight, enjoyed the gore and the viscera and the destruction. When this man says, okay, I'm done, I'm not taking that thing on. And then when that type of individual says, I'll pray for you. When that person says to you, I'm gonna pray, I shall pray that things work out for you. When this person who has no fear taking on any hunter, including Thomas Andre, says, I'm gonna pray for you, and then leaves? Whew, if that doesn't fill you with fear, I don't know what does. Now let me see what you guys have been saying. Oh, you guys said so much. I just realized when the plague monarch died and said, "This is death, a darkness that humbles us who were created from darkness," was talking about Ashborne. Yes, when the plague monarch died and she says, "So this is true darkness, a darkness so powerful that it can humble even us." That's the power that Jin has. That darkness that can make any other monarch just submit to them. That's the power that Jin has right now. And this is still the build-up for the future fights, bro. Now I'm scared of that dragon monarch. Oh, the dragon monarch of destruction. Yeah, I can't wait for that either. Fighting Thomas would be child's play for Jinwoo now. Dude, fighting multiple national level hunters would be child's play for... Did I say child's play or childhood? I think I said childhood by mistake. But it would be child's play for Jin right now. The system is gone. He literally became the admin right now, right? Shadow Boys be like, yeah, screw the nerfs. Unlimited teleportation with Shadow Exchange. It's just like the possibilities are endless. Wow, I've never had this many people watching me for this amount of time. Thank you, everyone. I really do appreciate the support for this because this was amazing. This was great. I'm so glad that I put on all my whole black Shadow Monarch getup like Jin used to wear, but still. The administrator of death. Y'all remember we have other enemies like that one-eyed old man, that other guy and that blonde-head monarch. Yeah, here's the thing. Beating the Frost Monarch and the Beast Monarch, that's not the end of them. We still have multiple monarchs. Will there be another chapter today? No, it should be one, just like always. So we still, even when Jin literally destroys this Frost Monarch, because we all know he is. Frost Monarch is going to put up a fight, but a fight would insinuate that either side has an equal chance of winning. But when the Frost Monarch suffers at the hands of this impending massacre, because that's exactly what it's going to be, a one-sided massacre, then Jin still has to worry about the other monarchs, and then the Great Dragon Monarch of Destruction, and then who knows what else is going to happen then, but we just have to wait and see. This brings into question just how strong is the Dragon King. Well, mind you, in the last chapter, Ashborne himself said that out of all the monarchs who were able to take human form, only myself and the Monarch of Destruction were not able to find suitable human hosts simply because we had too much power. So we're just going to have to eventually see. But this came out very early. It's not the first time it's happened. I believe it happened last week as well, Johnny. I believe it happened last week, but we're only getting like one chapter today. It's not going to be like 2 chapters. I highly doubt it's going to be 2 chapters. I wouldn't wait up for it either. But the Shadow Monarch himself said that both his power and the Monarch of Destruction's power were too great to be housed into humans. So, if anything, I would say whoever this Dragon Monarch of Destruction is, his power is on par with that of current Jinwoo, possibly. I'm not gonna go into any speculations because we'll just have to wait until the chapter happens for that to happen. Wonder if Iron will have a voice, maybe, but I don't know. If Iron talks, I wonder if he finna snitch on Jin where he is in Korea trouble, but then again, Korea doesn't want smoke with Ashborne. Isn't Iron posted? Wait a minute. Iron is there with them. I highly doubt. I don't see why Iron would snitch on Jin. He doesn't really have a reason to. I mean, granted, think about it. What purpose would Iron have to snitch on Jin for anything? He serves Jin. He wouldn't want to do anything that could put Jin in an awkward position, be it verbally or physically. So the whole snitch idea, I don't really see happening. Shadow Monarch Jinwoo is now the second strongest because, okay. What did I tell you guys? Don't talk about characters whose names have not been revealed in the story. Come on, guys. You know this already. It's not difficult. Don't talk about characters who have not had their names revealed in chapters yet. Just be patient. I'll get to it when I get to it. But until then, Don't do that. Iron was killed by Jin Woo. All right, true, but I don't think he'll have a reason to. The guy that used to be Iron, the guy that the Jin created a shadow from, that Iron is now. I don't see why Iron, if he speaks, would tell on how Jin killed him. I don't feel like there's a reason why he would want to tell anyone about that. He literally has no reason to. Not Iron, the Shadow Soldier, under his command. He literally has no reason to do that. Because then it would complicate things for his lord. And we all know how loyal these Shadow Soldiers are to Jin. They're incredibly loyal. But this chapter was everything. I'm going to end it here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to end it here. This was great. This was a great chapter. And I can't wait. Oh man, we gotta wait the next couple of days. Until next Wednesday, until we get another chapter like this. I don't think I've ever screamed this much. I am sorry. Kim Chul. Thank you, John. Thank you. But overall, this was a great chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say it's an awe. I thought Ashborne would be awesome, would act mighty when he meets Jin, but instead he was a very nice guy. See, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be, as much as I like Ashborne, I really do, he doesn't have to be like this hard, buff dude that's almighty and all-powerful and speaks with a commandeering voice. I would feel like with his time as a ruler and his time as a Shadow Monarch and being ostracized from both sides, it's like, I feel like with him being by himself, it can be a humbling experience. So I'm actually okay with Ashborne being like this soft-spoken dude, because think about it, it actually is a juxtaposition of his power. His power is just greater than anyone else's, but he's also well-spoken, and he doesn't speak in an overbearing tone. So I'm actually okay with Ashborne speaking in this real chill, like he's a chill dude. He has the power to literally raise you from the dead and command your shadow to do whatever he wants to, but he's super chill about it. And that's why I like him. Give us your permission to leave? Dude, you don't need my permission. You don't need my permission. I have absolutely no control over any of you. You guys can basically do whatever you want. I can ask you to do certain things, but I can't make you do anything at all. It's entirely up to you. But at the end of the day, this is a fantastic chapter, and I just want to say from the moment I started reading this series, I had no idea that I could get to something like this in the story, and I've been enjoying it so much. I want to thank everyone who has suggested that I read this entire story as we go through these chapters. It is absolutely amazing, and I'm incredibly thankful. That I've been able to share these reactions with you guys. And even though there have been some moments when people would post spoilers that they really, frankly, didn't need to, it did not ruin my hype and anticipation for any other chapters. Which is why I'm glad that I got a thick shell so that when spoilers did show up in the past, it didn't bother me because, I mean, you gotta go with the flow. So I just want to say thank you for watching a guy like me react to something like this when I'm using my voices. And I will be using my voices from now on, just in case there's any confusion in the future. I will never stop using voices whenever I do read-throughs. That's just an addiction I have, and I will never stop it. So, just in case anyone's thinking that I should read normally, this is how I read normally. When I include voices into my voiceovers, and then decide to change it up per characters, then you obviously understand that this is my normal reading voice. So with that being said, I just want to say it's an absolute honor to be a YouTuber and do this. This is a joy of mine. I love this. I love the interaction I have with all of you, whether you're new here or whether you've been here for years at a time, up to years at a time. I just love the interaction, and I thank you for giving me the time of day. You guys didn't have to, but I'm thankful for it, so that we can share moments like this, and it means the absolute world to me as I work towards, pursuing this full time, because I still haven't given up on that. I'm going to continue until it happens. And I thank you for every little bit of support that you guys show me for all that I do here. So it's an honor and a privilege to be someone that can entertain you. But with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing. It's not an order. I'm not demanding. It's only if you see me as worth your time. Consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.